Greetings and salutations once again. We're going back. We're going to go get this stuff out of the Flare jungle. And then we'll probably go into... We'll probably just call it after we get the... I believe it's the... What is it? The brain out of here? Why is killing... Why... Okay. It is the brain out of the Flare dungeon. But why would the guy's brain be in a dungeon? Like, who forcibly removed Kaleem's brain and was just like, you know where we need to put this? In a dungeon full of pygmies with spears. It's exactly where it needs to go. Hey, there's the Omrune. Well, we're at it right now. Pardon. Go out here, do a Tirtal Om, get on the new, get the new bow going. So let's see, it's a Tyr, a Tal, and an Om. And we got level 15 thorns, so same thorns, just a better bow. So now we do more damage. Alright, we've upgraded our bow finally. Same amount of thorns though, so that's unfortunate. Mold crawler. It doesn't even have legs. How can it crawl? Oh. Okay. Oh, no wonder. And immune to physical. And a stone skin cursed. Lovely. Well, get up there and get him. Don't just stand around. There you go. Gotta go pick him up off the ground. I need my mercenary.
Stay a while and listen. Good day.
Mostly I need him just for the front line and the aura that heals him. But I mean, he just got absolutely shredded. I turned the corner and it's like... There's two groups of minions and they just decided to replace Razan's skull with their foot. Ah, yes, the undead flares that explode when you kill them. That's how you give him potions. Okay. This place is very, very dangerous. I haven't even gotten to level 2 yet and I've run across 3 packs of things. There's level 2. Let's say I've ran across, what, 2-3 packs of things that'll just absolutely slaughter me if given half a chance? Oh, look, more uniques. Same thing it was on level 1. And he's dead again. That's not a good name. Blightbang. Oh. Ceremonial javelins. Oh. Mold fist. Man, ceremonial javelins. Too bad I'm not making an Amazon. Titan's Revenge. Oh, look at that. I can't even use it. Does that also... It does replenish quantity.
Yes.
It'd have been better if it was ethereal.
What do you need?
You know what, though? I'm going to leave it in my stash. I'm going to ask a question, and I'm hoping I could get a comment. Hopefully. I'm going to leave it right here. You tell me if you want me to dump it off into the combined stash for a different, like another one of my characters that's not part of a one talent challenge. So should I dump it off? Yes or no? You know, just if you say no, I will make a video specifically of me deleting it, of me selling it for the money. I wish I could put up a straw poll and have it come up and be like, "Ah, yes, here's a straw poll. Should I sell it for money?" I can't believe that. Ceremonial javelins. Oh, that's an absolute gut punch. That's such a good item too. Not for a one talent challenge Amazon though, because if you think about it, she's, you know, one talent challenge Amazon. You'd have what? Poison javelin. That's it. That's not all that good. Jab. So, like, you know, for a one talent challenge Amazon, it wouldn't work. You'd have to hope for like a Bariza or something like that. Ow. Oh, good. It's exactly where I needed to be. Ah, yes. Just poison me right up. Wonderful. Oh, good. Even more poison. Well, there went all my life total. From poison in a dungeon.
Oh.
I'm getting completely destroyed by poison traps in a dungeon. I'm kind of afraid of Umbagwa. Or Umbagwa, whatever. Oops, picked up a crude morning star. Wow, painful. Indugu. Witch Doctor Indugu. Not gonna lie, I was kind of afraid of him. Oh, that's my alarm. How about that? Which means I can no longer have coffee right now. Good thing I don't have any. But I'll have to go down and
Greetings. This is
get some.
good.
I'll have to go down and get my supplements, which is fine. I'll do that after this video. So now that we've already done that, and we've done the Flare Jungle, we're going to head to Lower Kurast. I will probably end it when I get to Lower Kurast. Because I don't really need to make an extra long video right now. I'll break down Act 3 in 3 parts. Considering that was one of the hardest things to do, is to make it through the Flare Dungeon, because it's always a hazard. I mean, it was a solid Titan's Javelin, too. Or not Titan's Javelin, Titan's Revenge. Really a solid find. I still have yet to find a 4-socketed polearm that I could put, insight in. Ow. That could have easily gone south. Well, the game's not pulling punches anymore. That's for certain. I wonder if I did something. If I did a necromancer and I did skeletons, how effective would that be? Because then by nightmare I could have skeletal mages, but I could find wands and gargoyle heads that could give me other skills. And then I could do, like, oh, a clay golem, I guess. Or would I have to do... Ooh, that's a tough call, because then, I mean, I might have to use, like, skeletal mastery. Already thinking about my next hardcore one-talent challenge. How sad is that? I might even do a wizard. Or a sorceress. I think that would be tough, though. I'd probably go Frost. Go, like, Ice Bolt. And then grab, like, Charged Bolt. And then Fireball. So I have 3 different elements that I could hit with. Wow, a Hell Rune. Was not expecting that. That was a very unexpected drop. Well, I'm in Lower Kurast. And we're 49. Hey, there's the waypoint. I mean, it's getting more and more challenging. It's definitely more and more challenging, for sure. And I was just playing from the last session to this session. So, it's like it's not like I logged out and logged back in and the monsters became a higher level based on my level. That's nothing like that. It's just all of a sudden the game just ramped up and was decided it wanted to go into, like, the roid rage. It's really weird how that is. I never quite understood how the game dictates like what difficulty the monsters should be, because there are some that, you know, you'll sit there and you won't take hardly any damage, and then all of a sudden, you know, 20 minutes later, you're getting absolutely clocked by the same exact mobs. So, like, the mobs don't change, but you're just getting absolutely crushed by them. Ow. Neph rune, huh? I got a couple of good runes. Not that it's going to mean anything, because if I die, they're gone, so. If I do die, just like with the other thing, with the Titan's Revenge, if I do die, well, if I die with the Titan's Revenge in my bank, it doesn't really matter. Or my stash, doesn't really matter. Uh, if I do die, comment what character you want me to see me make. And I'll make a new one. I don't anticipate dying yet. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I won't die.
I am overburdened.
Really? You're overburdened again? How are you overburdened? Three-socketed spirit mask. That's absolute rubbish. Awesome. Orbs garbage, too. Well, let's go deposit a whole bunch of stuff.
Stay a while and listen.
And then after this, I'm going to make a But Will It Snipe video. And then after that, I'm going to make a Pokemon battle video. I got a lot of irons and a lot of fires. I mean, I'm trying to do, you know, record everything in one day and then put it up day after day, schedule it. Because I find that that's better, at least in my estimation. Because, I mean, if you think about it, you know, I work at it one day. I know, how can you call it work if you're not editing? It's true. It's still work, because you still have to think about it. You still have to put in the time, put in the effort. And it doesn't, people say, well, wait, what effort? What time? Time still goes into it. Time's a factor no matter what happens. And you still have to put in effort, because you still have to think. You still have to create mentally what you want to do. You have to come up with a floor plan of what you want to do and what you want to talk about. Diablo at least gives me like this freedom of, like, to have a flow of consciousness. So, I mean, at least Diablo, I hate it when my chair does that and starts sliding away. Diablo gives me, I guess, kind of like a small sense of freedom in that regard. Because I don't have to really be on topic with Diablo. I can just kind of flow from one thing to the next. And, well, some people might not resonate well with that. I mean, there are some that do. And to those that do, welcome aboard. To those that it doesn't resonate with, it's like, what else would you talk about playing Diablo 2, right? Like, what else would there really be to talk about that would be applicable, or not even applicable, but like apropos for the moment? I mean, I could sit here and, you know, talk about how I want specific runes or specific gear, but that's not even really apropos. That's more just like, that would be me filling to talk a void, you know, that would be me talking to fill up a void space, essentially. There they are. Those things give so much experience. Like, you had no idea. Hell Swarms give so much EXP. Thrashers do too, but the Hell Swarms, man, they just so much EXP all the time. That right there's the other thing you can do with wolves. You can summon them further in, and have them attack beyond the wall. Oh, that didn't work out for him. Oh man, more minions. Oop, Holy Frost. Another reason where the Ravens are the best, because the Ravens are not slowed down by the Holy Frost aura. So your Ravens can just sit there doing maximum DPS without worrying about attack speed. There's little tips and tricks, I would say. If I would have to call it anything. Like, skeletons have unit collision and can... Obviously, they are subject to the same problems that wolves are and anything else. Whereas ravens don't have that unit collision and can just make a mess of things. There we go. Just summon wolves all over the place. That solves it right there. There. Oh, my mercenary got teleported forward. Nice. I was wondering when that was going to happen. Because mercenaries can't think their way out of a wet paper sack. They're bad. The pathing is awful for the mercenaries. And for a lot of the things in Diablo 2, but you know, it's an old game. Old games have their quirks. All right, let's see here. I don't know if I should go to... This is across bazaar, so I should be able to find the temple and find the book. And get 5 more stat points. Maybe. I either want to find it or the sewers and go down and get the brain, or not the brain, the heart. Yeah, the heart. Well, there's the sewers. The question is do I want to go down and do that, or do I want to look for the tome first? I think I'm going to go get the tome first, because the tome, that 5 extra stats might be the difference between life and death. And then I'll go get the heart. Ooh, portal shrine. Don't mind if I do. I do love a portal shrine. Ruined temple. Makes me wonder, is the place that... Yeah, this is the place. Battleguard Satura. Wow. Battleguard Satura is not exactly easy if she catches you off guard. As Battleguard Satura catches you off guard, she's usually extra fast, extra strong, and then you're just extra dead. Usually. Sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes you can escape her wrath, but it's rare. Wait, did one of my... Oh, one of my wolves just died. That explains it.
Good day.
I thought one of my ravens died. It was like, how did my raven die in town?
Hello.
What are they doing? Pecking at Deckard Cain? I mean, don't get me wrong. Thoughts that come across my mind to plunk him right in the face with a bow. Well, with an arrow, I should say. It's just, he's Deckard. Yeah, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Deckard Cain reminds me of, like, that grandpa that you have, or that crazy uncle you have that shows up at, like, Thanksgiving. It always has those weird stories that you're not quite sure how to handle. And then you don't know what to say, so you just kind of sit there and you're like, yeah, okay, Grandpa, thanks for showing up to the... Yeah, thanks for showing up to Thanksgiving, Grandpa. Meanwhile, he's over there in the corner and is just like, I remember between World War I and II. We had to wear our Sunday best, even on a Tuesday. And it's like, okay, Grandpa. Thanks for the education. You know, some people don't always have those, like severely geriatric grandpas that don't know what they're talking about, but every once in a while you get that one family that's got, you know, the senile grandfather that, oh wow, the heart's right here. You love that senile grandfather that you love him, but at the same time you're like, if only his stories were relevant. You know what I mean? Like, you sit there and, you know, you love him because he's your grandparent. And you're like, man, you know, my grandpa's cool because he did all this stuff in life. And then, but yet you take a step back and you're like, Grandpa's kind of lost his mind. I hope one day I become a grandpa and I get to the point where I don't even have kids yet, but I'm hoping that one day I become a grandpa, and then I'll just basically become, you know, Heath Ledger's Joker from The Dark Knight. Essentially, I'll just sit there and I'll be like, they need you now, but when they don't, they'll cast you out like a leper. Their morals, their code. It's a bad joke. Dropped at the first sign of trouble. You'll see. These, well, when the chips are down, these civilized people, they'll eat each other.
I am
I only hope that I become that cool. You see, I'm not a monster. Just ahead of the curve.
You have.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I ever become that grandpa, that I'm the the cool guy, life will be good. Chances are it won't be that way because, I mean, look at me. Not exactly what you would call the cool guy, right? I mean, I may be the Arthur Fonzarelli of nerds, but I'm not exactly what you would call a cool guy. Wait, there was a Kuros Bazaar portal. I haven't found the waypoint yet, so let's go find that. I mean, saying the Arthur Fonzarelli of nerds nowadays. Oh, there's the waypoint right there. Upper Kuros, here I come. Saying the Arthur Fonzarelli of nerds today, people are like, who's Arthur Fonzarelli? And that's when you realize you're getting old. And I'm like, the Fonz. Happy Days? Hey. But yet. Nope. And I mean, I would say that I am kind of like the Arthur Fonzarelli of nerds. And I say that with a mild bit of trepidation. Mostly because, it's like, ah, yes, you're calling yourself cool amongst nerds. It's not saying much. Very true, it isn't. But, I know just enough of things to be nerdy, but if you were to see me walking down the street, I don't come off as nerdy, right? So, like, you see me walking down the street, I'm not sitting there, festooned in, like, anime apparel and, toting around a 20-sided dice trying to be Gary Gygax. But at the same time, I think at least I think his first name is Gary. It's gonna make me lose all my nerdy street cred. Anymore though, like modern society's kind of weird. Like I look at modern society and I think to myself, I don't fit into this society much. Because I really don't. But at the same time, people are like, oh, yes, but you fit in everywhere. It's like, well, okay, yeah, I'm a chameleon. I can fit into any echelon of society, per se. But is it feasible for me to fit into there? No. No. That's why I don't try to fit in. That's why I don't... There are times I do actively protest against society for what it's become. But a lot of times, I merely just sit back and watch society for what it is. And that's about it. It's more of like an observer of society than anything else. And it's not because I don't want to be a part of it, I guess. It's more or less because I've never really connected or fit in that regard. Like, I've never really... Ooh, green amulet. It's probably what's it's called. The stupid set piece, Angelic Halo. Probably wouldn't be bad. Wouldn't be bad for what I've got. Hey, there's upper crust. Wow, this video is already 35 minutes.
Hello.
This is why I always say to things like, be wonderful you,
Good
right?
day.
Like, I don't usually say them in a video. But... Oh, it's Siverb's icon. It's not bad. Replenish life 4. Regenerate mana? I'll take it. Like, I tell people, not so much in the videos, but in person, to be themselves. I said, but you never just say, like, be yourself, right? Because there are some people out there that when you say be yourself, they're like, well, what's that? Because they haven't found themselves, right? They haven't done that soul searching and found their true self. So, the one thing that I like to say to people is just be who you are. Meaning, like, right now, who you are. Like, whatever you're doing, be you. Be unapologetically you. Now, some people say, well, I don't know about that. It's like, no. Here's why you have to be unapologetically you. Okay? No one else is going to be you, number one. Number two, even if they tried to be you, they can't be a better you than you. Truthfully. And this is where I had this discussion with somebody that's at length, and they couldn't really follow the logic until I like kind of drew a map and wrote it out for them, right? I said, okay, let me explain something. I said, each of us is perfect. And now they're like, well, what do you mean perfect? I said, we're perfect. Ow, that was painful. That was one of those lightning bolts. That hurt. Ooh. Anyhow, I told them, I said, we're perfect. You know, people are perfect. And they said, well, no, we're not. We make mistakes. Very true. We make mistakes. That doesn't mean we're not perfect. Perfection, not in the mistake sense. You also have to think. You have to kind of think in a different dimension when dealing with perfections and imperfections, okay? Perfect does not mean flawless, okay? Everything has flaws. Everything. Even us. We have flaws, we make errors, all of that. And so, when we make flaws and errors, that doesn't mean we're not technically perfect. It just means we've made mistakes. Everyone makes them. But here's what I mean by perfect. Ow. So, perfect is... Perfect to me means no one can be better at being you than you. Okay? So, when it boils down to it, if somebody said, I want you to be, like, it'd be like me saying, I want you to be a better quizzaciously. Right? You know, go be a better quiz. You can't. Because it's something that's uniquely me. Right? By that same coin, I can't be a better you. No one can. So you are the best you. You are the perfect you. No one else can do it. Therefore, there is a sense of perfection to it. That is a very bad set of dudes right there. Nope, we're getting away from that.
Good evening.
See how fast they went through those wolves?
Yes?
I'm gonna go out there and give it one more chance. It may be my last stand, I may die. We'll see. But no, it's like... That's why I say nobody can be like a better you than you. And so, knowing that, okay, that one's dead. Well, we're making headway on it. But anyway, this is why we're perfect. Because again, no one can be a better me than me, no one can be a better you than you. We're all technically perfect, but we are not without flaw. We have flaws, we make errors, we make mistakes. That's just the human condition. So, it's very apropos to say that we are a paradox. We're very paradoxical beings. Because we live in this weird situation where people like to say perfectly imperfect, imperfectly perfect, which yes, that's true, but no, that's not true at the same time. It's kind of like saying new and improved. You cannot be both new and improved. You are either new or you are improved. So you cannot be both new and improved. You can only be new or improved. Now that that's done, maybe I can try the travincal council. On second thought, no, because if I kill the council, I'll have to come back and kill him again. I'll save that for another day.
Good morning. Yes?
But if you really think about it, we are in this weird juxtaposition in life where we are the best versions of ourselves at all times. And we could do better. Everybody could do better. And when we do better, we end up becoming, better in that regard. So it's interesting. It's a very interesting, superposition we live in. It's kind of like Schrodinger's cat. If you don't know what Schrodinger's cat is, Schrodinger's cat was an experiment about a theoretical cat being locked in a box with a radioactive substance. Schrodinger, who was a physicist, posed that if you cannot see what is going on in there, is the cat alive or dead? And the real answer to that is it is both alive and dead, and it is also neither alive nor dead. because it's in a superposition in space, because you cannot see what's going on, so you cannot verify. We live in that same type of superposition, but not to that extent. So we are always the best version of ourselves, yet we can always improve. If that makes sense. We are a walking Schrodinger's experiment. Strange as it may be. I sneezed and I turned off the microphone for that because I figured nobody wanted to hear that. Anyway, when it boils down to it, you don't have to try to be the best at something, you just have to be you. Be you. Those that resonate with that will flock to you. Those that don't will part and they will be away from you. My life never used to be like this, right? I never used to think, oh, I could do this. Oh, I used to have, this whole setup. I got this whole idea. Never. Things fell into place. People migrated into my life. Some people migrated out of my life. And it was all for the better. Now, where it goes from here is purely up to you, the viewer. You, the viewer, can dictate how far this goes. You, the viewer, can literally write the next chapter in someone else's life. Now, put that into perspective. The content I make is because I enjoy it. It's for the viewer. It's for you. But think about it this way. Think about it in theoretical sense. If I didn't make content and you didn't view it, would I still be a success somewhere else? Would something I say trigger something for you to become a success? You see how this kind of is an interesting little experiment here. We are all... The viewers that watch this are what creates the content. In an odd sense. Because if the viewers didn't view, then the inspiration wouldn't strike. And if the inspiration didn't strike, then I wouldn't create. And if I didn't create, the viewers wouldn't view. So it becomes a circle. You see? This is why the most important thing is you, the viewer. You are what propels people to succeed. You are the reason other people do what they do. I don't do what I do just because I feel like it. Well, I mean, I do, but I don't do what I do just because I feel like it. I do what I do because I hope you people enjoy it. I hope the people out there enjoy it. As strange as it sounds, the viewer is what drives people to do this. The viewer is what makes people do what they do. So this whole channel, this whole experiment with the one talent challenge, the but will it snipe, all of it is because of you. Is because of the viewer. Without it, without you, the viewer, it would not exist. So you have more power than you think you do. And to quote the people from Top Gear, and on that bombshell, I'm afraid we're done for today. I hope everybody has a fantastic evening, a wonderful tomorrow. And as always, be the viewer. Have a good one. And as you view, realize that you are what drives things. You are the driving force behind everything. Have a good one.